2020. Oh, I'm not supposed to look at the 20. Welcome back.
2020. I feel like I don't even have to describe it.
Am I good? Do I look good? 2020.
Diesel is like staring at me. Geez, where to start?
It's kind of unique just because like everyone's on the same ride, so it's not like unique to us.
So we'll get coronavirus out of the way. How that started, Kyle was on the trap line with his dad for about a week or two, I think closer to 2 weeks. And usually when he goes, I don't hear from him at all. And because there's no cell phone service, there's nothing. The only way to communicate is satellite phone if you've got it. So meanwhile, I was supposed to go away for training for 6 months. We were supposed to move, and there's a whole bunch of stuff we were supposed to do. He calls me on his way back. He's got about 8-hour drive, and he says, Cass, I'm on my way back. I'm like, great, did you have a good time? He goes, yep. I said, okay. So there's a global pandemic, because like, bear in mind, he doesn't have Facebook, he doesn't have radio, news, TV, nothing. So he has no idea.
Middle of nowhere, no phones, no radio, no means of communication whatsoever, which is kind of the point to doing something like that. And when I got out, Cass is like, yeah, we got toilet paper, don't worry about it. I'm like, why does that matter? Why do we care about toilet paper? Well, it turns out, well, I think everyone understands why we needed toilet paper.
I said, so there's a global pandemic. I might not be going on training, I might not be moving, and the military shut down for a month. So that was what he came back to. I said, don't worry, we have food and toilet paper. He says, why is that relevant? I'm like, you'll see. So he debated turning back around and going back to the trap line, but instead he came home, and that's how 2020 pretty much started for us.
Well, started by unknowingly meeting Cass and Kyle through our shop, SGIing their vehicles. Highlight of that day, Cass had window tint, not in this province. Ever since that day, I haven't missed a ride with the Mainville crew since they've been here. Hudson Bay, Nesbitt, last minute calls from Kyle, hey, you want to ride tomorrow? Yep, trailer's packed, let's go. Many, many cheap burgers stopping on Hague on the way back. I think that's a new Mainville, what do you want to call it? Tradition. Many projects. I just get called wrenching on my stuff, wrenching on his stuff. You guys have seen all the videos. Who's that guy in the background? It's me. It's been a crazy year. As slow as it feels, it's flown by. Took my riding to a whole nother level. Usually I've just been putting around, but now I got to keep up to the 1000, show everyone that Yamaha can do the same thing.
Okay.
Before COVID started, there was a couple events that we got to benefit from. There was the Dillabo's drag races, snow drags. That was awesome. We spent a full day there with Glasgow's media. The weather was pretty nice for that one. We got some really sweet shots. It was a really good opportunity. And the week after that was the Rockstar snowcross races, which were epic. Cold, 14-hour day in the freezing cold, and the minute we put the cameras away, we were walking in the parking lot to go home because it was like a 5-hour drive. There was a rollover on the track. So we missed it, and just goes to show if there's half an hour left at an event, just tough it out because the cool stuff always happens at the end. But yeah, that was really cool. It was a really good opportunity again. And it was probably the last event we did when right before coronavirus had a vote. So those were some 2 really good events that we attended.
This year we managed to do quite a bit. Like we still pulled off 70 videos. I think last year we did like 100, 105. So obviously it's been a little more difficult to get videos out. In the same breath that I've been kind of focusing on making videos better more than just kind of throwing videos out. It seems like people are enjoying that. We've had a pretty wild year with working with different companies regardless of the scenario in the world. So we've had chances to work with, of course, Dirty Life still. They've been with us since like day one. And I think without them, none of us would really be riding the monsters that we are. And that's really exciting for me because I can't leave anything alone. We had an opportunity to try some different machines, some that I never saw coming, like Huckabone's equipment. Like they're a Kubota dealer, and I had no idea that we would end up trying the Sidekick side-by-sides. We tried an H1100C, a diesel-tracked monster. I didn't think you could have that much fun going 20 kilometers an hour. I think it even went like 15 most of the time, but like it just wouldn't be stopped. And we giggled for like hours doing that. And we also got to try some stuff with Pete Sales and Service. They're a Can-Am dealer out of Ontario. Before we left, we got to check out some of the craziest plow setups ever. Todd, the owner, every year gets some sort of plow setup, and he showed me this big hydraulic ridiculousness. I didn't think it would be like that for a side-by-side, but he was all about it, and we got to put it together and try it out, take some video. That was really cool. We tried a snow bike kit, which was another thing that just led us more and more into the off-road scene than just ATVs and whatever else we were doing. So seeing a dirt bike get turned into a snow bike was wild. Those beta units somehow just never crossed my mind. I'm not big on two wheels. Cass loves motorcycles, but I don't. So that was a really interesting experience, and you know, a lot of that stuff allowed me to be a little bit more creative, let somebody else do the riding, and you know, try to take some really cool shots and try new things out. So they were really cool about letting me do that. And on top of that, I think we had a Maverick at one point they let us try out. We slapped our 32s on that we had for Project Mischief on it. Dirty Life sent those out so we could put them on different machines and try them out, and really happy with all that. It was a really cool experience. So we did get quite a few things done with people before it kind of all really went downhill.
So obviously another big thing that happened for us in 2020, we actually went forward with the move. So that was a cross-country move from Petawawa, Ontario to where we are now around Saskatoon. So that was interesting also during the pandemic, which is why we didn't get quite as many videos out this year, unfortunately, because the pandemic kind of canceled a lot of the events that we're used to going to and getting footage from, but also just the move process took quite a while. So I think we were about a month without any footage, so sorry guys. But other than that, once we moved here, we were really quick to meeting people and getting to know people in the area. Saskatchewan was probably the nicest move we've ever had in terms of just the generosity and how welcoming everyone was. Our first ride, we had 20, 30 riders there from nowhere. We just made a little Facebook post, and a ton of people came out, showed us the trails, and that was really awesome. Then another couple across the highway here, they invited us over just to rip around on one of their oval tracks that they just happen to have in their backyard. So that was a pretty cool day, ripping around on three-wheelers, dirt bikes, the quads. That was pretty cool too. One of my favorite trips that we did this year was actually quite spontaneous. We moved here in August, so September long weekend, we had no plans really. And one of our new friends, Aaron and Drake, I asked Erin what she was doing and what her plans were, and she said nothing. I said nothing. So we spontaneously booked a trip to Hudson Bay 3 days later and told the guys afterwards. So that was fun. We stayed at Fur River Ranch. We got stuck, I think, 8 kilometers from where we were staying. It took us 6 hours to do the 8 kilometers or something stupid. So just stuck hole after hole after hole, which was awesome. and then we did some exploring the next day. So we look forward to going back there this February, all things considered, if we're allowed to. That'd be great to get out there and see the trails again on a snowmobile.
We had lots of plans. I had a lot of things that even Cass doesn't even know about, just in the works. Kind of the thing with this YouTube channel, or at least the way I run it, is like this massive shotgun effect. Just trying to do as many interesting things as we can, because it just makes for good content to share with people, and I really enjoy that. The one thing I know for sure is the longer that we do this, my passion was always basically being an idiot, and the way I did that was with machines. So what I found out was I also love to create videos. I found another passion out of the one that I've been doing, so that's been a pretty wild ride. Yeah, I've just kind of learned more and more to make videos because I want to than anything else. There's no rhyme or reason, but when you're done creating a video and you're doing something interesting and you see the result of your work, it's very rewarding that way.
Maybe we can go out for some more rides. Hopefully there's some events and people kind of find a way to establish like a new norm where we can operate, but with, you know, mitigation in place and stuff like that. So hopefully we can see some more events. Hopefully we can do some more rides. One of my goals for 2020 was to compete in a mud bog race, and because I've never done that before, I never had the courage to do it. I finally signed up for one, and again, that got canned. So really looking forward to eventually doing something like that, getting out there, putting myself out there a little bit more now that I'm more confident in how I ride. So that might be a 2021 goal, it might be a 2025 goal, who knows at this point. But otherwise, yeah, just looking forward to see what the new year brings, and hopefully it's just a little less bare than this year was.
We got set up here quite quickly, and some of the best riding that I've done has been here, certainly. I miss Ontario for the way it works, but there's certainly a lot of amazing things to do here, so we'll see how the next little bit goes. There's so much more to talk about with a year on YouTube and 70 videos and, you know, a couple million views and all the crazy things that we're doing, you know, 20,000 subscribers and more. I'm really thankful for all that stuff, but I'm really excited to see what 2021 brings. I don't suspect it'll be that drastically different. There's still a lot of work to do as far as the world goes.
Here's the world going, hold my finger.
Yeah. I think we're going to need more than a bucket to put out this fire, that's for sure. So, but hey, you know what? I'll keep creating. Cass supports all of this stuff, and it's amazing that she does it with me, considering she works. I'm looking right at her, so it's really hard to compliment her.
Okay. So,
yeah, 2021. Let's see what it brings. I have no idea. I'm just winging it, to be honest. Did you want to add anything?
Nope. I'm done. Get off of me.
that was supposed to be more dramatic.
That was.